Right, you join me back down Girton. I said I wasn't going to come back to this place, but I just can't get enough of it in all honesty, and the two big commons have still not been caught. I think it's probably well over a year now, so I've got every opportunity to catch a UK 50, so yeah, it's just too much really. So yeah, I've come back down to have a go, so I've rejoined. I did my first session last week. I fished on a swim called Pikey Point out on the plateau, and I bagged one of the stockies which were introduced last year, around £23. I'll pop a little photo up for you on this. So yeah, just got here. I couldn't believe it actually. I got through the gate and the lake's so quiet. I mean, this is prime time on this lake now. At any moment one of these big ones is going to get caught, and you know, I've been here for the last 3 years, so I know the water now, and you know, one of these big ones will definitely get caught within the next 3 to 4 weeks. So I managed to bag one of the popular swims on the lake, which you know, to be honest, I've never fished because I've just never been able to get in it. Sorry, I tell a lie actually. I've fished the left-hand side of it. I'm going to show you around in a minute. There's a bar that runs out on the left-hand side, but I haven't actually fished the right-hand side, which does a lot of fish. So yeah, let me turn this around and I'll show you around the swim. So yeah, you've got a left-hand side and a right-hand side. Basically, if I take you down to left-hand side of the swim, effectively straight out in front where you can see the trees opposite there, there's a bar that runs all the way across there. It's about 10 to 11 foot. I did have a mirror off that a long time ago, probably 2 years ago. I'm thinking about putting one rod out on that bar because it's not a spot that gets fished that often. The fish do seem to like this bowl area, which I'll show you. This is more the popular area of the lake. And I've just rang my mate Vinny. I don't know if you can see him over in the distance there, and whether you watch Vinny's blog, but Vinny's probably still buzzing. He just had one of the A team, I think at £48. So well done Vin, mate. I know we've already spoke, but awesome capture. So yeah, I gave him a quick ring and just to say, you know, what's in this swim, and he's kindly put me on a sort of bar hump area. You can fish it at sort of anywhere between 25 and 29 wraps. I'll pop the marker out, and if you can still see it, it is out there. I've not got the right lens on, but I popped the marker out up at 26, just to the right of his van, so that I can basically, it gives me a bit of a guide as to where I'm going to put some bait out. So yeah, just give you a quick show what we're using. So I did do a little bait preparation video actually, because a couple of people have asked what I've been using, but yeah, in here we've got some club mix, some maize and some tigers, but I'm going to put a little video up on this just to show you what I've done and how I've prepped the bait for this session, because it is a week-long process. So yeah. Right, one of the things I've been asked to include in the blogs, I've had a couple of messages from people, is just around rigs, baits and what preparation I go through before a session. So I just thought I'd take you through. So effectively I have two 5 kilo bags on the go, and I run the same process with both. So first of all, give them a good glug in the Marine 17, and I add some GLM powder and liver powder, and I basically come down to the garage every day or so and just give them a good shake around and just look whether it needs any more liquids added or any more powders. But effectively, this is a finished bag ready for this week's session, and you get a really nice coating on them, and there's you can see that the powders are stick to them as well, so it gives off great attraction. I do also use some maize and tigers. As I say, I do have 2 bags going on. If I run out of bait at the lake, my syndicate is only 20 minutes from my house, so I can pop back down and I've got another bag. And when I get back from the session, all I do is repeat. So I've got a bag basically plugging and glazing all the time. So yeah, the next time you see me, they'll be having this. Yeah, the lake looks absolutely brilliant now. It's starting to come nice and green. They get right in here when they're spawning, literally right up that channel in there. So yeah, really looking forward to this. We've got 48 hours. I'm going to get the rods out, get some bait out, and I'll give you a bit of an update later. Right, that's the baiting up sorted. Quite pleased with it. Put a good area out there, 4 to 5 kilo. I spread it about, get them moving around. The fish are definitely active now. They're certainly seeking out bait. There's been a few caught since I've been here already. I put the left and the middle rod out on that spot that I showed you. So yeah, they both went down an absolute crack. So I'm really hopeful that I get a bite. Now, I'm not decided yet on the right hand rod. I'm going to have a little lead around up the sort of channel to the right hand side here. There's quite a few cutouts and reed beds, so I'm hoping to just find a spot just off one of them. But I know one of the things that I've had a couple of messages on whilst doing these vlogs is just to include a bit more around rigs, tackle and bait. So yeah, I thought I'd show you the setup that I'm using on this session. It's quite simple. In fact, one of the fishery bailiffs has just been around to do some rig checks actually, so there's a good job I had one of the rods out. But hopefully you can see this. It's £15 main line. I've been using the Gardner GTHD. I didn't used to use this. I've always been a Daiwa sensor man, but so many people recommended it, and I've been using it probably for the last 6 months, and I must admit it's absolutely bulletproof. It's quality line. Down to a length of tungsten rig tubing, and then simple leg clip system, and I've literally only gently pushed the tail rubber on. I've got a 4-ounce distance bomb on, an anti-tangle sleeve, and a good old faithful Ronnie rig. I'm using 8 inches of fluorocarbon, and I've got quite a big piece of putty there because I think that helps with the hook holds. Size 4 curve shank hook, and I'm using a 14mm pineapple nested blend 12 pop-up. The yellows in here have done me so many bites before, and I had really good success in these during the winter as well. So yeah, that's the rig. That's going to go out. I'm not quite decided where it's going to go yet, but yeah, hopefully that one gets me one. I don't know where this storm's just come from. It certainly wasn't forecast. But, the left arm rod's just gone. Just put back a stocky, a low double. But the good thing is about it is it's absolutely crapping out the bait. So they've definitely been on the spot. I'm in 2 minds whether to put some more bait out, to be honest, because I know there's a lot of fish in here. So if they've gone over it, there's a possibility they could have cleared me out. I just have to see how it goes. But yeah, this rain's no good. It's absolutely pissing it down. I haven't seen anything show since. They were showing previous to that. Yeah, the van is looking pretty bad. Sat here in my waders because the rod could go at any point. But yeah, nothing more to report apart from the stocky. I think this rain's going to stop within the next hour and get some dinner on. Get a beer. It's Friday night. The phone stopped ringing. It's about 6:30 now, so still got quite a bit of time before it gets dark. Think about having a recast on the rods as well. Until then, I shall speak to you in a bit. Oh god, what an absolute nightmare that was. Just absolutely pissed it down from nowhere. I don't know what's going on with weather at the moment. It wasn't even forecast that. So lasted about 2.5 hours. Van got absolutely trashed. It was blowing an easterly early, and then all of a sudden just changed to a sort of south-southwesterly and just came straight in. So yeah, soaking wet, but I managed to get things tidied up, and I've just had a bit of dinner, and I'm just watching the water now. Fish have started to show, and I'm confident that one of these rods are going to go shortly. There's a lot of activity out here tonight. Yeah, during the time it was pissing down, I got wiped out on my left hand rod by a trailer. There's been a few unsafe rigs pulled out of here recently, but I used to say the last rig I've just brought in was nice and safe. The lead had gone. No leaders, no knots, so at least that fish is safe. Yeah, I got the left and right hand rod back out, and I did put about another 10 to 12 spoms over the top. Keep that topped up, because I know for a fact them stockies come over and they do wipe you out. So I suspect the 4 or 5 kilo I put out earlier, there's probably not much left of that. The fact that I've seen fish roll in there and I've had a bite, I suspect they've been in and done me. So yeah, topped it up. And it's just a case of being patient now, but we've got about an hour before it gets really dark. I can't tell on the camera, but it's not going to be long. I haven't seen anything out this area, nothing out here at all actually. I've been keeping my eye on it for the last half an hour or so. But yeah, this is a good swim, this is. I've had a nice mirror off this bar that runs straight out, directly opposite to the other bank. And there's a few turned up. But we've got plenty of water, which is good. The lake goes all the way down to the end. About 65, 70 acres in total. Carrying the little babies, see if I can zoom in and see them. They've been in earlier on mopping up this pod. You can just see them in the middle there, bless them. They'll make it, that'll be more trouble next year. There's no, certainly no otters in here, it's all fenced. So yeah, we'll get back to you if anything else happens, but in the meantime I'm going to put the kettle on and yeah, wait for one of them rods to go. Good morning. The usual first light bite on here. Not sure, I've never known a year when you don't get a bite at first light on this pit. It's been like it for the last 3 to 4 years. It's been a steady night. I've had 4 bites, including the one this morning, but all stockies I'm afraid. They're lovely fish and there'll be absolute chunks in the future because there's just so many naturals in this lake, and you know, some of them have already put 10, 15 pounds on, so you know, and that's less than a year, some of them. So they'll all be worth catching at some point, but it's not the ones we're after. But it's a waiting game and you've just got to wade through them until the bigger one turns up. So I'm going to have a bit of a change today. Just been thinking it through this morning. I've had 4 bites on the left hand rod and 1 bite on the right hand. The middle's done absolutely nothing. The middle's, you know, probably a rod length apart from the left hand one on the same spot. So I think I'm going to move the rods around a bit today. Perhaps pick up the middle and put it in this left hand swim that I've been talking about on that bar that runs out to the other side of the lake. So I think that's what the plan's going to be. I'm going to leave it for a few hours yet because bang on bite time, so I don't want to disturb it. You just never know, it might go. But yeah, I'm going to get a kettle on, have a brew and sit and watch the water. Right, what a disastrous morning that's turned out to be. 2 fish lost. Yeah, I knew it was going to happen, a bite. Getting constant liners over the spot, over the left and middle rod. Both of them had liners, and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to set the camera up and see if I can get a bite on camera. And I did, and lost it. So yeah, absolutely gutted. And then literally 2 minutes later, the middle rod went as well, so they've been in, they've cleared me out. The first bite felt a better fish, to be honest, but you know, some of these stockies are fighting really hard, but it did feel a better fish, but I probably would say that because I've lost it. But yeah, so we've started again, got the rods back out, and I've made that tactical change I talked about earlier, so get you on the lake. So yeah, I have decided to put this single rod out. So that's gone on top of the bar. There's a spot to the left of that car where the trees dip, just a little bit left, sort of aiming for the middle of those trees on the opposite bank, and that's gone down with a nice clonk. I had 2 casts with a marker rod just to check that nothing had changed. It was still the same depth, it was 9 foot. So yeah, I've got the single rod down there at the moment. Hopefully that one goes, and I put 5 spons of buoys over the top of it. And then I've kept with the 2 rods out on the spot here, but it has gone quiet now, but I really believe that's because they've come in and done me. So I'm going to get some more bait out in here shortly. But until anything else happens, I shall give you an update then. Right, do you ever get the feeling where you just think, shall I just pack up? Turned into a mare now this session. I've lost a couple of fish, and I've just had one of the power arrows pack up as well. So down to 2 rods, and I've just lost a couple of fish, so not happy at the minute. I just think sometimes it doesn't always go to plan, does it? So yeah, I've had to abandon the plan to fish the bar with that single rod. Oh, here we go, got a bite. Yep, you guessed it, that one come off as well. I don't know what's going on here. I've never lost as many fish, and I'm not losing tackle, it's literally hook pulls. I don't know whether it's stockies. I just spoke to my mate Vin across there, and they were using exactly the same hook patterns, same rigs. There's no idea why these I just seem to be pulling out of them, which is just absolutely bizarre. So I'm going to have to do something. I think I'm going to have to change hook patterns. I'm going to go to a wide gate and see if that makes any difference. But typical, innit? Talking about a bad session, rod peels off. Anyway, I'm going to get that sorted, try and sort the rest of this session out. Carp fishing, eh?